Okay, so this is the last video of the calculus series, I'm guessing. Well, yeah. So, earlier in, calculus, how to learn calculus, part 3 out of 4, the phone died, so yeah. And so that's why I'm here. And the question changed. So here we go. Okay. So first of all, what we're gonna do is that let's say that I want to go to the power rule. And this time I don't have my answer key with me. So I have fx equals to x negative 89. So let me solve that. But before I solve it, let's see if you can solve it first. Of what we learned in part 3 out of 4. Okay, so if you did that correctly, let me go and write down the answer. Okay, so if you got negative 89x negative 90, you got it that correct. So I'm gonna type that onto IXL, and then after that I should be right. Okay. Oh, what the? Hold up. Okay. So, fx equal to x negative 25 below 6. Negative 25 below. Negative 25th of a sixth. Well, that would be like an improper fraction, so. Find it. What? So I have to find the negative of that. Okay, I've never kind of learned this, but like. What the? Okay. I'm trying to like put it together in my head, but like I can't. But like, I feel like we should just like skip the question for now. So, like, yeah. Usually I'll just try and like get it, but like, since I've tried, like, don't know it, but like, so yeah. So, let's see. Let's say I do D1, determine behavior and behaviors using graphs. So, over here, we have negative 4, across negative 7. 7. So we have negative 4 to negative 7. So it tells us to find the limit, but it's literally lim fx. So if x equals negative infinity, then it would be this. It would lead to C1, because C1 shows us which one is negative and which one's positive. Because C1 makes us learn that which number is negative and which number is infinity. So negative infinity wouldn't be infinity, and infinity would be infinity. So let's just say that we have 6 right over here. And let's say that we have our negative, let's say it would be negative infinity. It would be positive. So since I got that wrong, I know that this over here would be positive. So if I go back to D1, right over here, look at the new question that I was given. As you can see, oh wait, no, I'm back at C1. What the flip? Okay. So if we go back to like the previous question right over here, R says negative infinity, which means that over here would be 7, because 7 would be a negative primary number, or negative 4 would be a negative even number. So what we're gonna do is that calculus has a few twists in its lessons. So when lim fx x goes to equals negative infinity, it might trick you by thinking that negative 4 would be the bigger number, but like instead, like it would be like 7 instead of negative 4, because like it's like 51 or 49% chances of getting this right. And like, as you can see over here, we have 7 and negative 4. So 7 would be our answer, or negative 4. So I'm going to type in 7. Yep. And so over here, we have 2 numbers. So if we see these 2 numbers, dashed lines, and one, so if we see these 2 line up together, because if we see 2 numbers that are positive and negative, it means that the last question that we solved would be negative. So as we can see over here, these 2 lines represent something. So 2 isn't our answer, negative, because negative 7 isn't our answer, because our last question was negative 4 and 7. So this time, it's trying to trick us to thinking that, oh, it's negative 7, but negative 7 would be wrong. So it would either be 2 or negative 2. Since our last question was positive, it goes to negative. So since after our last answer was positive, like 7, so like 7 drops down from negative. Okay, I think I'm wrong. It's negative 5, So 7 dropped down to negative 5, so which means that negative 5 will be wrong. And then after that, so we have 2 choices. So we have 2 and negative 2. Because after our last question was 7, was like -4 and 7. Our answer should be -2 because it's trying to trick you to believing that, oh, it's -5, but instead it's -2. So I'm going to type that in. And I got it wrong. Apparently, like, when you see these two lines over here, they try to make you think that, -2 or 2 would be the right answer. But -5 is bigger than -2 and 2. So which means that I got the answer wrong once again. Okay. 161 questions answered. That's a lot, okay. Okay, so now, let's see, I'm gonna get out there. And, okay, so let's see. So let's say that if I were able to find this. So this is antideterrentives, which I have to find antideterrentives. So an antideterrative is like adding the C, which is I don't know, like cosentient. I don't know, like, yeah, something like that. And so then after that, it should be like something like that, like this. But thereafter, you would have to like rewrite it. So I feel like what I should do is that, like, when I see like -C as C, I feel like what I should do